Okay, so you've mentioned certain things about Philip that you see in yourselves, the steam engines and the clocks. What else do you see?
So you're talking about from Brady?
Or Brady. Sorry.
From Grandpa.
Brady.
Grandpa was a jack of all trades and mastered most. So I would say that I am a jack of all trades, but I'm not a master of most. But I do like working on things. So I mean, just looking at what Grandpa had, and I mean, you know, when he passed and going through all that stuff, he liked to work on stuff. He liked to tinker. So that would be the big things that I got from Grandpa. I love to tinker.
I went to their brother Ron's house, and he makes things out of wood. He's so good at it, and I was like, you must have got the Meltzer gene, because they were woodworkers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, that's right. Yeah, they were. Yeah, Ron's done beautiful work with wood. I can't think of anything else other than my love of cloth.
You know, I don't know all the Meltzers that well. I'm trying to learn them, but one thing I feel like this family got was, I know the more I learn about the German immigration and how like so many people came at that time, like the Kuhns came at that time, and Geheimers and the Foxes, and is that the Meltzers were particular about preservation in a way that I don't even know if they knew the word preservation, but they were preservationists at the heart, and I feel like that has transferred to so many of the Meltzers. When I meet them, they're just like when we go to Tommy's house and he's got his antiques, just like ours are more lived in, but his are just like so nice. Or the fact that you keep clocks, or the steam engine. I go to Ron's house, he has the truck.
Don't forget the gas engines as well. Yeah, the truck.
Yeah. Oh, I see. I don't know anything about the steam engines. That's when she said that. Thank God you were interested.
Yeah.
Interested. Nobody else.
I never thought that. I got the log truck.
What's the log truck?
Yes. It's a truck that they hauled logs on. So I think it's a 50s, somewhere in the 50s, late 40s, early 50s. It's an international truck, and they had a winch on the side, and they rolled the logs up on the truck, and they take them to the sawmill. So I went with Philip and Henry that one time, so it's a little cab. So, but anyway, so it was hot. Oh my gosh, was it hot. And we took a load of logs down to George Alley Sawmill in the south of Walden. But the windshield would crank out at the bottom. So it was, the airflow that came through there was just, because it only ran 30 mile an hour top end, but the air that would come through there at 30 mile an hour was nice, even though it was hotter than heck out. So, but yeah, I got the log truck too.
It had a long bed to it.
Yes.
I think it's a long.
And another Philip story. Oh my gosh. So they had it up at the farm, and it was running and everything. So he had this cable stretched out on it, so that and he wanted to wind it up pretty nice on the drum. And he told me, he says, if you pull real hard on that, he said, you can stop it. Well, all he wanted me to do is just hold the cable tight so it would wind up on the drum tight. But I bought into it, and I held that. I tried and that winch just pulled me right up to the truck. So one more thing that Philip, I mean, he was always good about that kind of stuff. You know, I don't know, the stories that he would tell. Yeah. So maybe that would be another thing that I got from him is the stories that because I do like to tell stories. Not all, most of them are not even close to being true, but they are his story.
With a few embellishments.
Yeah, a few. Okay, yep.
And also like the sawmill and the schoolhouse and all the old buildings, how they're still around. One of the things they say that I always thought was funny is they tell people, I don't know if this is true or not, but they'd always say to Philip, like my family anyway, I don't know if what you'd hear, is they'd tell him that he had the lazy gene. I guess they'd say Louise had the lazy gene and he has the lazy gene. So the Meltzer legend is, they would always tell me, if you're lazy long enough, then you get to be called a preservationist. They said, don't be worried about being lazy, Vanessa. It'll work out for you. And then I said, okay, just don't change anything.
So Mom had always told me, though, that the Meltzers like to sit and think about things. So you know, so when it takes me a long time to think about how I'm going to do the project, I just think the Meltzer, that's what it's supposed to do. Sit and sit and think about it. I've got projects that I've thought about for several years. That's all I've done.
I tell my friends, I'm like, if you came to my house and you had a camera and just saw what I did most of the time, it'd be me just in a room like this.
Just thinking.
Just no sound, nothing happening, hours. Like, people probably think I was crazy. In my mind, I got a lot going on.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
I like to think through things.
I think we all picked up some creativity, too.
Oh, yes.
You know.
So creative.
Mom was an artist. She
Yes.
painted beautifully, and she was always interested in projects and needlework and creating the house and cooking, and so I think she got that from Grandpa. I don't know if Louise was that way or not, but he was so creative.
It came from
She was
somewhere.
very creative, and I think all of us have some sense of creativity.
Dave definitely has the
yeah.
artistic deal. Oh my
He does
gosh.
beautifully, yeah. And builds. He does woodworking and he builds.
Your mother could do anything.
She could.
Sew, paint, crochet, cook,
Right.
anything. She worked 3 jobs all the time, volunteered in every club,
Yes.
did everything.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah,
She's
right.
amazing.
So two of the things that I would think about Mom is she made noodles.
Her cooking.
And, okay, so they would dry out, and then she'd roll them up, and then she would cut them. Ever so, and they're all exactly the same. There's no variance, and they're little thin noodles.
Yeah.
Yeah, and she always did 2 round things of them, and then, like I said, roll them up, and just she made a comment several years ago that with all of us home and everything, she made a cake or a pie every day. That was 8 of us sitting down, and she, when pies, there's usually 2 pies, or a cake was Dad always wanted something sweet at the end of the meal. So just we make cakes and pies on occasions. She made every day.
She planned dinners. I mean, she planned suppers. They were suppers then. Yeah. She scoured the cookbooks, and plus we had our own food. We had our own beef and pork.
Chickens.
And the huge chickens, and the huge garden. So as she said, we ended up eating organically the whole time we were growing up because we had our own things here. So we ate well. We're all healthy, and so we got a good start.
Yeah, that's true. Even at the very end, she was at Waldron Nursing Home. And she handmade birthday cards for Philip and Betty, and they were delivered, I believe, after she passed.
Yeah.
Maybe,
Right.
yeah. So even after she passed, we get... Philip's was a big spider, because he's afraid of spiders. He's a big old, and I think Betty got an angel or something like that. So, yeah, very creative.
We had
Very
so
creative.
much fun doing all that.
And, you know, one thing also about the Meltzers is they must have had not only creativity, but, like, beauty. Because they're, like, the things they built. The house. Just beautiful.
Yes.
There's big houses everywhere, but for some reason that one sticks out to people. They'll be like, "You live in the big brick house?" And then, like, even the schoolhouse is just gorgeous. And they said Romaine, who lived here, was a school teacher. Now they claim she taught at Blue Ridge, and but she was supposedly an advocate of the school being built.
Oh, good.
And the Meltzer brothers supposedly built the school, helped build it. And even though she was a school teacher, she let her son drop out in the 6th grade.
Oh,
so.
yeah, right.
Yeah.
I think we all feel very proud of our roots, proud of being part of the Meltzer family, and being part of the Spalding family. And anytime the word Meltzer is said anywhere, I feel proud. And I think there's a lot of respect given to anyone anytime the name Meltzer comes up.
Oh, that's what I wanted to ask. When people would find out you were Brady Meltzer's grandchildren, would they tell you stories?
Yes.
Because I still get that.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, how fun.
And I never met the man.
Yeah,
So.
right. Oh yeah, that's good. And they're all good stories. They're not...
Oh, yeah.
Not anything negative or critical. No, they're always good stories.
Always good.
But does it still happen to you?
I live in Indy, so I don't hear it.
Yeah,
so
I hear
much.
it down yet.
Yeah,
Yeah.
anymore, but yeah.
I just heard one the other day that he kicked the outhouse over at the school one day when he didn't want to go to school. And he lived this far from the school, but it took him an hour and a half to get to school.
Because he went to Cons Creek.
He had to go all the way through Cons Creek, meet up with his friends.
Yes.
Yeah, do a lot of stuff before he could just get to that little schoolhouse across the road. He was busy.
Took one look at the 6th grade books and quit, and then later on bought it and made a wagon repair shop out of it. So,
And then I think you know this one already, that he taught shop during World War II, and so he used to brag to everyone, I have a 6th grade education, and I'm being paid to be a high school teacher. Oh, too funny.
Yes. All this is reminiscing has been fun.
It
It's
is.
been fun to think about all of our history and how involved we still are with it. It's all very important.
I heard a story recently, way back. So Brady's a little boy, Cora's a little girl, and his parents, Romaine and Philip, live here. And I don't know anything about the first Philip, but just this story tells me that they must have been good to children, and they must have, been very smart. Because supposedly the first Philip spent a lot of money to get this primo carriage with real leather seats, and he kept it in the barn, and they didn't even drive it when it rained. He was very nice. Well, Cora says, I really want a billy goat, and the dad said no. Well, Brady says, well, go sneak and get a couple coins off his desk and give them to me. I'll go get you a billy goat, Cora, no worries. Gets her a billy goat. They hide it from Daddy in the barn with the brand new buggy. It eats the leather off the seats. And they never yelled at their kids. Instead, they threw the billy goat to the pigs. Cora screams, the pigs are going to eat my goat. They didn't, and the goat lived with the pigs the rest of his life.
That's good.
Yeah. So they must have been good to kids. Yeah.
Right. Yes.
And that's still how I am. I just never yell at my child.
Right.
Yeah. He might have to go on timeout, but patient. Very
Yes.
patient.